Okay, well, let's go through those issues that you just mentioned. Migration.
This asylum and migration pact is a mistake, it's a failure. We live that in Spain. People are arriving from Afghanistan. They are not refugees. From Afghanistan to Spain, there are 10 states, 9 Islamic states. The other is Israel. They don't remain in these states, no?
Hello, welcome back to the Brussels Signal studio. My name is Justin Stairs and we have a guest from Spain. We have Jorge Buxadé. Thank you very much for coming to the studio.
You're welcome and thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
So, Senor Buxadé is a member of the Vox party from Spain, which is the right-wing party, some would say hard right party, here in the European Parliament. Vox is a member of the Patriots for Europe group, which is a relatively new group. But previously, you were in the ECR group, the European Conservatives and Reformists. So there's been some kind of movement there, maybe, well, we could talk about. You hail from Catalonia, the region in Spain, Catalonia, which has just suffered the horrible flooding. We could also talk about that. I wanted, actually, my first question for you was regarding Spanish politics and the Vox party, because my understanding is that Spain is a bit unusual in Europe because, to start with, there is no real Eurosceptic movement. Almost the majority of the left and the right, everyone almost in Spain is pro-European.
Maybe 95%.
95%. Okay, and then I don't know if it's connected, but there's also, unlike in Italy, we have Meloni, for example, with sort of a hard right party that's now in power. Obviously, there's National Rally in France, another big party, but there's no big right-wing hard right party in Spain. I don't know if the two things go together. Why is Spain unusual?
Well, Spain is different, no? We say no. The question, I think, is historically. We turned to the democracy in 1978, the constitution, and the system was built in two big parties, Socialist Party and People parties, and they control all the system. In 2013, Vox was born because of the situation of the bipartitism. They failed in the organization of the state, the coup d'etat, Catalonia, in my region.
You're talking about the independence vote,
yes,
now, right?
The separatists, we say, because Catalonia is part of Spain. For
us,
it is only they wanted to separate, and it was this movement, and we are Eurosceptic, Euro-realistic. I don't know. Euro-criticism, I think, is our position. We are patriots, and we see the European Commission many times like an enemy to our interest. Our farmers, our fishers, our manufacturers, our companies, and we have many problems that are the origin of the problem is the decisions that are taken here in Brussels. And for this reason, this movement is maybe the latest in Europe.
I see.
In Italy, in Germany, in Austria, in Czech Republic. The hard right, or what did you say? Many times, no? Bigger, because they are working a lot of years. We are working only 10 years, but we are now the third party in Spain. We are in the third group in the European Parliament, and the best definition for Vox is patriot.
Patriots.
Yeah, I think is our best definition. Not right, left. This question has, in my opinion, disappeared in the new politics.
Okay.
Disappear. For example, Trump.
Right.
Is right or is left.
Okay.
He's defending the workers in the United States against the competition of foreign countries. It's right, it's left.
Understood, right? That's
this
true.
is-
So you're not a believer in the political spectrum.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I understand that. Now, but here in the European Parliament, I think they tend to see things more in the traditional left and right, right?
Yeah, because the picture of the
Right, the hemicycle there.
yeah.
And so you're in this Patriots for Europe group, which is behind what they call the cordon sanitaire, which is this agreement under which, according to which, the other groups don't let you have any power within the European Parliament. How is that going? I mean, I know that your group is only a small group, but how do you feel? How is it working out practically in the committees, given that you are on this side, the other side of the cordon sanitaire?
We don't have positions in the European Parliament because of this cordon sanitaire. It's
No chairmanships.
Anti-democratic, not clearly. But we have more power. We have a lot of power. We are now the strongest group in the European Parliament. The third group, the largest, the third group, but the strongest group with strongest leaders, Wilders, Babis, Kickel, Le Pen, Orban, Santiago Abascal, now president of the Patriots party. I think we have the strength to have an alternative to von der Leyen and the European Commission, the bureaucrats, and all the system and its bubble of Brussels. And I think is our strength is that our leaders, our clear positions about the most important issues now in Europe: illegal migration, security, control border policy, to confront the Green Deal. And this is our position. And for us, it's not important to have positions. Vice president of a committee. Okay, what if the power in Brussels is in the European Commission? This is the question.
Okay.
European Commission and the Council. Our goal to be in the Council. Now it's only Orban in the Council, but Wilders also in the coalition of the Dutch government. And we think our parties are going to be in the Council in 2-3 years in maybe 6-7 countries of Europe. This is the way to change.
You're talking about perhaps in France, for example?
For example, France is very difficult because Le Pen has to win with 51%, but Czech Republic, Austria, also Lega is in the government with Meloni, and Spain. We are convinced we are going to govern Spain.
Okay.
Sure.
Now, tell me then about the movement from the ECR group, which is the Conservatives group, to the Patriots group, because your party, Vox, was in one and left for the other. Why did that happen?
We work a lot for ECR. We have built ECR for 5 years. The question is, when this new group, Patriots, appear, for us it's an opportunity to be in a group more determined about these 3 questions: the Green Deal, the Asylum and Migration Pact, and to confront the bureaucrats. ECR also is in this way, but Patriots is more determined, more strong in this line. And for us, it's very important to be far of the EPP. EPP now is the problem.
Okay, this is right. The European People's Party. This is okay. They're the problem. Why?
Yeah, because the EPP has an alternative. For first time in 30 years, they have an alternative with ECR, Patriots, and Sovereignist, and they prefer to be close to socialists, liberals, Greens. And for us, it's a mistake, a big problem for Europe, for the competitiveness, the economy, the prosperity, security. And for this reason, we need to be as far as possible of the EPP until they change their mind, in Spain and in Brussels.
Okay, there have been one or two signs, haven't there, that the EPP could change their mind, that this so-called Venezuela coalition.
Majority, yeah.
What do you think to that? Is that going to happen again?
I think sure it's going to happen.
This is the majority, for those who don't know. I should explain. This is the majority that decided, that voted together on Venezuela when the
Yes, and also in the deforestation regulation,
yes,
in the last Strasbourg, also this new majority alternative appears. But the question is, the EPP only goes to this alternative majority when it's in his interest.
Right.
They are thinking only in his party.
Of their own interests, right?
No, they are not thinking in European interest.
Okay.
We are thinking in Europe. We want to make Europe great again. It's the same motto, but it's real. It's clear, because if not, European Union disappears. European Union has not a clear position in many issues, and I am convinced that EPP is going to join us during this mandate. Mainly because of the voters, because in the national elections, the voters are going to vote Patriots or Sovereignista.
They're going to move to the right.
Yes. If not, they will disappear.
Okay, well, let's go through those issues that you just mentioned. Migration, maybe.
Migration is very, very important, maybe the main.
Well, we have legislation now.
We have this asylum and migration pact.
The pact.
Yeah, that is a mistake. It's a failure. We live that in Spain, in Canaries Island. We are over all the records in the history.
Right, in terms of arrivals.
People, yeah, 50,000 people. People arriving from Afghanistan. It's not possible. They are not refugees. From Afghanistan to Spain, there are 10 states, 9 Islamic states. The other is Israel. They don't remain in these states, no? And it's a failure. And we have to reinforce the return directive to have agreements with the third countries, to do the control of who is refugee, who is economic migrant in the third countries, not here.
Outside of Europe,
yes, because if they are here, we have a problem.
There is some movement in this direction already, though, isn't there? I mean, obviously there's Albania and Meloni, but it doesn't seem to be working. But at least in principle, people are talking about this kind of arrangement. No?
Yes, in United Kingdom also they
and the UK,
tried.
yeah.
But the question is, we need to act all together. The 27 member states. If one state goes to this direction and the others are in the wrong direction, we have a problem, because we have Schengen, we have the freedom of movement, and we are very defenders of this freedom of movement in Europe, and it's mandatory to modify our system, and also to from the European Union to go to Geneva, no? The Convention of Geneva, and to modify
Geneva Convention, right?
Yes,
which guarantees the rights of asylum seekers.
We have a rule that with 70 years, the world has changed. It's not the world after the Second World War. We have the Islamism, we have many problems, and we have to change the rules to protect our continent.
Is that realistic? Do you think it's possible to change?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I don't know what the rules are. How would you change it? You would have to go with a majority of members? How does
yes, we need to be in the council. The council is the real power of the European Union.
A European position, right.
This is the question.
Okay. All right. The Green Deal.
Green Deal.
Okay, let's do that one. I mean, we've here on Brussels Signal, we've been covering a lot about a lot of news regarding the economic decline in Germany, in particular, the car industry, also problems with the renewable energies industry. What is your position? What do you think is happening?
Our position is the Green Deal is a work of fanatics and bureaucrats. We have to adapt. Man has the capacity to adapt our economy, our industry, but it cannot be a plan, a socialist, a communist plan from Brussels. And we have to balance the economy and the environment. For example, if we reduce our CO2 emissions, but China and India are going up, growing their emissions, the result is they are in a best position in the international market. We are going down. For example, the automotive industry is clear. In Spain also is affected. We practically 9% of our GDP is the car industries, but also the agriculture, the farmers, the livestock, and we are competing with countries that they don't comply the rules that we are imposed to our producers.
So it's a competitiveness issue.
Yes, because we have created a new capitalism that consists in to create rules that benefit the others and not your people. It's incredible, and it's not possible. Products from Morocco are entering in our market without control, without sanitary control, health control, and with low prices. Our farmers, what is the future?
Okay.
When the legend says, no, you have to modify your system. No, but they don't want. We don't want. It's a system that it was a successful system. We have the best agriculture of the world.
So the answer is change the law.
It's changed a lot, yes.
But for that,
postpone,
right? To postpone.
Many of these regulations or directives. The ban of the cars, 2035. Because this time.
Right, this is the ban
why
on the
not
combustion engine.
In 2070?
Okay. All right, but for that, of course, you need a majority again in the council, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. It's
Right,
politics.
none of this
yes,
can
no,
happen
no.
without a majority in the council. Okay, now, so that was the second issue. We had migration, the Green Deal, and the third one was what? It was the Euro-federalism. Was that
Yeah.
it? Yeah, was it the...
They want to modify the treaties. They want more power to Brussels.
More power for
Less
Brussels.
power to the member states. And
right.
less power to the regions, to the municipalities.
This is treaty change, they call it here,
Yes,
don't they?
treaty change.
And, from my understanding is that the majority of countries are in favor of treaty change, where we are. That's where we are today.
The majority of politics.
Of politicians?
Politicians, sorry.
Right.
Politicians. But people...
Not the people.
People is important. Why do not answer the people about, for example, migration policy or the Green Deal policy? Politicians are in a bubble in Brussels and in Madrid, in Berlin, in Rome, in every country. And we are representing the voice of the people. We want to represent these voices and to do more power to Brussels for what? For what reason and for what to do?
Right. Okay. Again.
Example.
Yeah. Go on.
The solar energy.
Sovereignty. Yeah.
Okay. Solar energy. In Spain, it's okay, solar energy. But in Finland, in Baltics, they have 4 hours of sun. It's crazy to have the same directive to all European Union.
Are you talking about daylight saving time
Yes,
here?
yeah.
Which directive are you talking about?
The directives about the solar energy.
Solar energy.
Yeah. Sun energy.
Okay.
Yes. It's crazy. More power for them. They decided. It's not possible.
Okay.
People don't understand. If you go to Almeria, Andalusia, any region in Spain, they don't understand why in Brussels are taking decisions that affect his life.
Right. There's a principle, isn't there, in the European Union that's called subsidiarity, which means that in theory, only the decisions that affect the whole of Europe should be taken in Brussels, and other decisions should be devolved to the lowest level of government. Not many people talk about subsidiarity anymore.
Subsidiarity begins with the families. The families can do things that municipality has not to do.
Right.
For example, because of that, the Brexit, and in Brussels they have not understood anything.
They think the Brits are an exception.
No, it's not an exception. No, this is the question. And we want a strong European Union. And the strength of the European Union depends on his member states, their member states. This is the future. Strong Italy, strong Germany with prosperity, work, employment. We have in Spain we have the 13% of unemployment. It's not possible. And they here in Brussels they say we need migrants. We need migrants. We need lower taxes to benefit our companies, to create jobs. We have a different plan. More power to Brussels is the loss of sovereignty of the member states, for example. No?
Okay. Now, so we've done federalism, the transfer of power to Brussels, the Green Deal, and immigration. One thing that you have not mentioned, of course, is the Ukraine war.
Yeah.
So, what is your party's position on this one?
Vox has a clear position from the first beginning of the war, defending the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine. With weapons, with everything. We have to defend because the sovereignty of Ukraine is our sovereignty. It's clear our position and we have not modified.
Okay, but I mean, but no soldiers, or is sending troops a possibility?
Well, it's not in our agenda.
Right.
No.
Okay. But in the event, if there was a ceasefire, do you think
We have soldiers, Spain, we have soldiers maybe, I don't know, in 10 countries or 12 countries now. We have, our army is around the world, is not inside the world, inside our country. But it's not in the future. But weapons, yes. The first party in Spain that asked to send weapons to Ukraine was Vox in the national parliament.
Okay. Okay.
The propaganda says the opposite, but it's propaganda, not in Brussels signal.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I noticed on your curriculum, we'll draw to a close. But one thing I wanted to ask you about was relations with Morocco. You're on one of the committees. Is that one of your specialities?
The delegation. Yeah.
The delegation.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And what is the state of affairs? What's the latest in terms of relations with Morocco? Are they good?
Are not good. We have neighbors, and we are neighbors, and we have to have a good relation. But the question is President Sanchez. Sanchez has a weak position with Morocco. And we have problems with the migration because Morocco controls migrants when they want, like Turkey. The same system. They claim money. If money arrives, they control migrants. If not, they don't control migrants. And they do not accept any migrant to return from Europe. We have to have an agreement with them. And also we are paying a lot of money, millions of euros, to his economy, and they are competing with us without our rules. And we have to establish a good relation with them. But now it's not balanced. Morocco is here and Spain is here. We need to change our government and to change Brussels. Because Morocco is Qatar Gate is Morocco Gate. They are a strong lobby in Brussels.
Right. For those who don't know, Qatar Gate is this story about the suspicions that certain countries were bribing European members of Parliament.
Yes.
Right. Including
Suspicious is absolutely
it's a fact,
clear.
you say?
Yes, it's a fact.
Including Morocco?
Yes. There are a lot of connections with Morocco. Morocco has a strong interest in European Union. Sahara, the question about Sahara, the sovereignty of Sahara, this fight with Algeria, and it's complicated, and we need to maintain a strong position, and they will understand. But if you are weak, they take advantage of that. And this is our situation now.
On the subject of Qatargate, are you following Qatargate? Because I've been waiting here in Brussels for some kind of court case against the...
disappear. Absolutely.
And no one talks about it anymore.
No. And any person has assumed responsibilities about that.
Right.
No. Only 2 debates in the plenary in Strasbourg. They change the rules of all the deputies, of the members of the European Parliament, but they didn't take any decision about who is responsible, and this is in the socialist group, the Italian delegation of the socialist group. But we don't know anything.
It's the Belgian authorities that are now in charge, in theory, right?
The court, no? Yes, the court of Belgium. I don't know.
Right, but no court cases.
But it's maybe 8 years, 10 years.
Justice can be slow.
It's the same with Didier Reinders now.
This is the former commissioner
commissioner of justice,
about which there are suspicions, let's say, of money laundering, as reported in the Belgian press and elsewhere.
He was 5 years speaking about rule of law in Hungary, in Poland, in every country, and he's now involved in money laundering,
allegedly,
money laundering,
yes.
Corruption.
There is an investigation.
Yes. But if one tribunal, one court prosecutes a former commissioner, there are reasons.
You think something's going on?
There are reasons. A former commissioner is not an individual, he's a normal person. No? There are reasons, sure.
Is Brussels a corrupt place?
There is corruption in Brussels.
Worse than Spain, or?
I think it's not. In Spain, there are a lot of cases of corruption, mainly in the left side of the politics. In the case of our president Sanchez, is involved his wife, his brother, 4 ministers, his party. And here, the question is, von der Leyen has an opinion about that. Qatargate, Reinders. von der Leyen always sees to other side.
Looks the other way.
Yeah, she's dealing Mercosur without transparency. Nobody knows what is Mercosur, what is his content. We don't have any information about Mercosur. And it's a big agreement that will affect our economy, our companies, our farmers. And she is dealing on self.
Right, she's negotiating on her own, which reminds me about the other story, the Pfizer Gate, another potential scandal as well. Not much transparency there either. This is the story about how the president of the European Commission negotiated on her own regarding vaccine contracts. Is that
Yes, it's the same with Pfizer. Lack of transparency. They talk about transparency and democracy, but there is no transparency and no democracy in Brussels.
We're going to leave it there. Jorge Buxadé, thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And thank you for watching.